Step 3 is about you being able to live life your way, the way that you choose.
Once the support plan has been completed, it needs to be agreed. So it can either be agreed by the manager, or if it needs to go to panel, there's senior managers that sit in the panel that would agree the support plan. And once that's happened, it's ready to implement the support plan based on what you've said in the support plan in terms of how you'll manage that support. There have been some people who have signed up to do various courses, maybe like pottery courses or photography courses, those kind of courses, any courses that they have an interest in, or even just learning about computers, IT courses, and then it gave them a more incentive to actually buy themselves a computer, be more independent with doing things, even staying in contact via email with friends, families that they barely ever see or who are out of the country.
One of the things that people often ask about personalisation and personal budgets is if we're giving people more choice about how they're going to be supported, then people might want to do things which put them at risk or potentially might harm them. And other people are often concerned about some of the choices that people might make. And so one of the things we've done in Tower Hamlets is develop something called a positive risk-taking policy, and to try and think about risk in a positive way. So we know, for example, that we make choices every day, and sometimes that involves risk. So it could be choosing to smoke or go windsurfing, or crossing the roads not at the traffic lights. But often I think people who kind of use social care services, service users, often don't necessarily have the opportunity to have risk in their lives, and quite often social care in general has been quite risk averse, so we've stopped people from being able to have choices because they might have involved things that have been slightly risky, for example. I think that this new way of thinking is about understanding that you can't eliminate risk from somebody's lives, but you need to try and find a balance between somebody's choice and our responsibility as a local authority and our duty of care to ensure that people are safe and supported. And if we provide support to people to help them be more independent, then we think that this will be a really good thing in terms of people not necessarily having to be so reliant on support in the future.
When we're thinking about what you can and can't buy with a personal budget, there's just some very simple rules about it, and beyond that, almost anything goes. So you can't use your personal budget to do something illegal. Your personal budget has to be used to buy something that meets needs on your support plan. You can't use your personal budget for gambling. That's another limitation. But beyond that, it's pretty much anything that's legal and that is on your support plan.
I think in the past we have often told people about what their needs are. We've told people about the options available for supporting them. We've given people maybe a limited menu, if you like, of options. And actually it's about saying, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach, it's about just being really, really individual. So every single person is going to have their own views and ideas for how they want to be supported, and they will be different, and they will reflect their personality, their own situation, their circumstances, their family networks. So a whole range of different things will come into play, which mean that people will want to do things in different ways.
We need to really allow people to come up with their own solutions and decide how they want to live their life, rather than us dictate how people should be living their lives.
I have a choice, which I never had before. I can manage my own money. If you get any sort of a choice to do what you want to do, rather than what somebody is telling you what to do, it's an advantage. You may get it wrong, but it's your wrong. And you're responsible. Without social services, I'd be lost. I'd probably vegetate. So a tribute to social services, always.